Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today is the first mystery tackle box of 2019. So, before I get into that, I do want to say the other day I was actually out on the river and saw a steelhead sitting down there in this little spot behind a rock. He actually moved up. I was actually fishing there for a while and he moved up right in front of me behind a rock. And I actually ended up hooking him, but before I hooked him, I actually got him on video of him sitting in there behind the rock. And I didn't actually get it when I hooked him on video, but I got him sitting there, and so I'll show a little clip of that at the end, just because I thought it was cool. You could see him on camera actually pretty decently, so I put that at the end. But let's get into the mystery tackle box. So, first mystery tackle box of 2019. So, open up and grab out the card here. Ooh, so the first bait on here is the Bagley Flat Balsa B2. That's right here. And it's a little flat-sided crankbait. It's actually the square bill. Man, that actually is going to be killer. Flat-sided square bill, balsa wood. That actually is a killer looking bait right there, taken out of the package. I'm actually very excited about this. So it's a flat-sided square bill. And what that means is that it's just really thin. The sides are really flat. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but if you look at it, it's very thin. It's not like a normal crankbait is very rounded. It's very thin and flat. The sides are very thin and flat. It doesn't have any roundness to it. And what that does is give it a really tight action. So a normal square bill, when you're down there hitting rocks and stuff, it's gonna have a big wide wobble. This is just gonna have a really tight action, really good for the cold water. And I really like that. That's a cool bait, chartreuse with the black back, really good color. That bait is definitely going to be used and catch some fish. Probably see that in some of my videos catching fish later on this season. So the next bait is the Big Bite Baits bug, or Big Bite Baits Battle Bug. And see what this is. It looks like maybe a craw bait. I'll open it up in a second. Big Bite Baits Battle Bug. Oh, kind of more like maybe like a brush hog bait. It's actually really cool. It's like a somewhat kind of like a brush hog. It looks like. Let's get this package open. There we go. It's a 5-inch. Yeah. Kind of somewhat like a brush hog, but it's got its own little unique. The body looks and feels kind of like a rage craw. It's got these little appendages up here on the top. It's got these big long claws, and then it's got a couple tentacles hanging down. So that is really cool. That's a really cool looking bait right there by Big Bite Baits. I probably actually use this bait quite a bit come like summertime. It's a 5-inch bait. It's a big creature bait to drag around on the Texas rig. Could even put it on the back of a jig, but it's a pretty, has a lot of appendages on it. Good creature bait to drag around, like the brush hog. So it's a pretty cool bait. The next bait is the Z-Man Jerk Shad. Jerk Shad Z. So let's see if I can find that in here. Alright, here. Wow. Fancy packaging, huh? Not really sure what this is, but it's packaged. Not really sure why it's packaged like that. It's got another little. It's almost like this, I don't know, like it's two different packages into one. So I don't know, that's pretty cool. So, if I can figure out how to get this one open, the Z-Man, what do they call it? The jerk shad. And oh wow, that's a cool bait right there. So basically it's a fluke. As you can see, little like shad colored fluke, got like silver. It's got some little bit of sparkle in there, little flash. That is a cool looking bait right there. Cool little fluke style bait. Really like Z-Man plastics. Look at that. The Z-Man plastics are super, super tough, super, super stretchy. And so a lot of time with flukes, when you're working it, you have little fish come up and grab that tail, and look at that. They come up and grab that tail, and they won't be able to rip that tail off. So that's really cool. I love Z-Man plastics. I don't use them a whole lot, just because I don't really have Z-Man around here. I have to order from Taco Warehouse, and I'd rather just go to my local store and buy like the Zoom flukes or, you know, other brands. But and these might be a little bit more expensive too, but these are really cool looking bait. And it basically, this is just shows you a bunch of different ways to rig different baits, and stuff like that. So that's really, really cool. The color of that is Smoke Shad, and they're 5 inches for 5-pack. That's a really cool bait right there. That will also be getting used. Actually, all this will be getting used at some point right now. It's winter, the bass fishing is kind of really slow. I've never caught a bass in winter. I've attempted a couple times, but it's really hard. It's a grind. So I rather would just steelhead fish, which really is probably just as hard of a grind as trying to catch a bass, because steelhead fishing is hard, but right now is the time of year to do it, so I rather would steelhead fish right now than bass fish. And then once the spring comes around, weather warms up, I'll start using this stuff for bass. And again, early springtime, I'll be using that when the water's still a little cold. They also work, these crankbaits, they also work good in summer as well. A lot of people just think that's a cold water bait, they're flat-sided, but they work year-round. They work really good because they have that different action than a regular bait. And in the summertime, when everyone's throwing a square bill, you know, not a lot of people are throwing that flat-sided, so it kind of gives the fish something different to look at, because they don't really see that type of bait this time of, you know, more in the summertime. So keep that in mind. Maybe try it, you know, try it when other people are just throwing regular square bills and see what you can do. So the next bait is the Phoenix Saturn Leech. What it is. And another great bait. It's a little leech bait, little drop shot bait. Drop shot or a Ned rig is what I would do with this one. So that's pretty cool little bait right there. Really small. It's just got this leech profile. And actually, who knows? I might even maybe able to put that, use that for steelhead. That actually might work for steelhead. May give that a try. The color is probably not ideal for steelhead, but I may give that a try. Put it on a jig head and float it under a bobber for steelhead, and give that a try and see. So that's actually pretty cool. Good drop shot bait. It's really small and thin, so the best way would be on a drop shot bait. You could put it on a Ned rig or some other finesse rig. But that's a really cool just a little finesse bait, which you've got to do, you know, when you're trying to catch winter bass. That's a, you know, sometimes the only way you can get them to, like around here, like that would be the only way I could really get them to bite. So anyway, next bait, and this is the last one, is the penetration hooks, worm hook. And they actually have, I think I've got some of these hooks before. If you look in there, they actually have a different type of bend than a normal hook would. Geez, all these packages don't want to open up on me today. But all of these, the hooks have a As you can see, they're not like a normal, hopefully you can see pretty good, not like a normal hook at all. They have that unique bend in them. So I'll show you if you rig up, let's rig up a bait here with it. Should we do, what do you guys think? Should we rig up the fluke with it, the jerk shad, or the hog? Let's rig up the hog. Let's take one of these hogs out. Let's see, there's actually quite a few baits in. There's seven of these hogs, and only 5 of the flukes. So don't really want to mess up any of these baits. So anyway, it's basically, hopefully you can see, basically rig it basically the same. Go down, come out, then you get to that little bend right there, you twist it like so. Don't know how good you guys can see, but you twist it on there. Then you find out where the hook's gonna come, and you hook it through like so. I did a pretty bad job right there because I was, bending over. I was trying to do it in the camera, so I did a pretty bad job. But that's kind of how it is, like so. You can T-expose that hook, just like that. Don't know how good you guys can see. Hopefully it focused in, but basically something like that. Actually, these hooks might be better on the fluke for this trench hog, but it's not a trench hog. What is it? The battle bug. I actually would probably go with a bigger hook. What size hooks are these? These are 4/0. I might go with more like a 5/0 for this big creature bait. So the cool thing about this though, that I just realized when I was gonna pull that hook out, is that these have, I don't know how well you can see, let me check behind the camera. So these have little barbs on each side, and they actually, so when you pull it down into the bait, like when I hook it, if you see that tip right there, the tip with the barbs, I slide it over like that, and that's not coming back up. Now that's stuck on there, so that is a really cool little thing. I'm going to try to re-rig this, so re-rig this bait a little better than I did the first time. There you go, something like that. Anyway, so those are really cool hooks. Actually, there's only 2 in there, but I'm gonna definitely be using those. I'll probably leave that one in that hog, and then maybe throw the other one with my terminal tackle, and definitely be using that hook. So sorry if this video is taking long, but there's the dibble thing in here. It's got a little word search on the back, which is pretty cool. It's got information on how to do stuff. Nico rigs, bank fishing, all kinds of stuff. And then here is the sticker. And there you go. So it's a little fish. Don't know why a fish is fishing, but he's ice fishing, and doesn't look very happy. I don't think I would be either if I was sitting out there in the freezing cold like that. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and here's that little clip of that steelhead. Hopefully you guys can see it. You can see it pretty good if you know where to look, so maybe you have to watch it a couple times before you realize it. But here you go, and see you guys in the next video.
It seemed really clear. Oh, I see it.